Create a mystery story like the cooling corpse, which uses logarithms to solve. One very rainy day on June 6, 2013, Charlie was very bored. Charlie decided that he would brush his teeth until 2:25. He scanned his teeth and found that 90% of his teeth was filled with bacteria. He started brushing his teeth at 12:25. While he was brushing his teeth, he read a magazine saying that the lowest amount of bacteria on your teeth at a certain time is 5%. At 1:55, Charlie scanned his teeth and found that it was 40% bacteria. What percentage of bacteria would be on his teeth at 2:25? Okay, let's write out a pairing equation for a problem like this. Now, we should figure out what from the story fits into the equation. After reading the passage again, it looks like the only thing that fits into the equation is the asymptote, which is 5 for the B. Now we have to find what K and M stands for. To find those variables, we are going to have to plug in some values from the passage. So, from the passage, it was 90% at the start, which was 12:25, and it was 40% at 1:55. The percentage of bacteria is the Y, and the time passed is the X. So, for the X variable, every increase of 1 is an increase of 1 hour. If you don't understand, here's an example. The start is 12:25, and at that time 0 hours have passed from the initial time. At 1:25, the value of X would be 1 because 1 hour has passed. 2:25 would equal 2, and 3:25, sorry for the mistake on there, I'm so bad at this. 3:25 would be 3, because 3 hours passed. Woo! For this scenario, the X value for the equation with 90 would be 0 because that's the initial time. The X value for the equation with 40 would be 1.5 because 1 hour and a half passed from the initial time. Okay, now on to dividing the equations. But before we do that, we have to always remember to subtract the B values, which is the asymptote, from the Y values, which is the percentage. Don't forget to do this, it has messed me up many times and it will mess you up too, so I'm warning you. Now, we're going to have to divide the equations to find the values of K and M. Remember, you should always have the equation with a higher X value on top because when you divide it, it will always turn out to be a positive exponent. When you divide the equations, you're going to have to divide the whole equation. So, 35 divided by 85, which equals 0.412. K divided by K, which equals 1. M to the 1.5 power divided by M to the 0 power equals M to the 1.5 power. So now, your equation should look like 0.412 equals M to the 1.5 power. Now at this point, you're going to have to grab the 1.5 root of 0.412. Once you do the 1.5 root of 0.412, you should get an answer of M equals 0.554. Congrats! We have our M value. Now we have to solve for our last variable, K. To solve for K, we have to plug in a point. This time though, we don't have to use two equations because we have an M value. We have to choose an X and a Y value now. So let's choose the one that is easier. So when we plug everything in, the equation should be 90 equals K times 0.554 to the 0 power plus 5. It gets easy from here because it's just like doing normal algebra. So you start things off by subtracting 5 from both sides. After that, you do the 0.554 to the power of 0, which equals 1. Now you divide both sides by 1 and you get that 85 equals K. Now the final equation should look like Y equals 85 times 0.554 to the power of X plus 5. Another typo. What is this? What is wrong? But wait, if you didn't forget yet, the question asks what the percentage of bacteria on the surface of his teeth is going to be at 2:25. It's not that hard to figure out. Don't worry. Okay, to figure out the X value, you just have to subtract the specific time with the initial time. 2 hours passed after the initial time. So now we know that the value for X is 2. So if we write all this out, the equation should be Y equals 85 times 0.554 to the power 2 plus 5. Now, all we have to do is solve the equation. Whoops, typo. Remember PEMDAS. PEMDAS. P-E-M-D-A-S. Okay, so 0.554 to the power 2 equals 0.307 times 85 equals 26.1 plus 5, and that equals 31.1. What does the 31.1 mean? It means that Charlie's teeth were 31.1% filled with bacteria at 2:25. The final answer to the question is 31.1% filled with bacteria. Hope this helped you out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.